Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to the Spiritism Talk series. My name is Teresa Castro, and I will moderate today's presentation. Thank you for joining, and this is promoted by the United States Spiritist Federation every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I am pleased to host this talk today, and we will be hearing from Bernadete Leal. Welcome, Bernadette. I think I'm saying your name incorrectly. Sorry for that. And so before you begin, let's formally we'll tell the audience a little bit more about Bernadete Leal. She is a devoted mother. She's a passionate educator, artist, singer, and storyteller. She serves as a board member of the Spiritist Society of San Diego, where she shares her knowledge and insights through lectures and workshops focused on education and Spiritist teachings. Bernadette is also an active member of Sembradores de Luz, dedicating her time and creativity to producing educational videos, writing articles, and developing resources that support families and Spiritist educators in their spiritual journeys. She joyfully lives with her husband in the beautiful sunny city of San Diego, California, and nothing brings her more happiness than spending time with her beloved grandson. So we welcome you, and we will also remind the audience to please post questions because Bernadette has reserved some time at the end, and we will discuss those questions a little bit in detail. Thank you so much. So it's all yours, Bernadette. Thank you so much.
That was quick. The introduction. I'm looking at myself here and I go, why am I so red? The way that the screen and the light, but I'm not that red usually on my skin. So, hello everyone. I love being back here. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here in California. So, you have my calm voice, my morning voice, right? And that's the voice when I start teaching too. So, before we talk about our limitations, I will introduce a little story about me just to get start thinking in this topic. Um, you may not know, but I am a huge fan of Bruno Mars. I love Bruno Mars. And for years, I kept saying, I want to go see his concert. I want to go see his concert. But then every time I look at the price, I says, oh no, I have other financial obligations. I can't do it. Oh, my car needs something. My grandkid needs something. And then next time when I can do financially, I look, oh no. But traveling by myself is dangerous. I asked my daughter, can you come with me? Other friends, nobody wanted to go. No way. Or I look and it was in Vegas. And oh, it's Sin City. I don't want the energy of the city. I can't go. And every time I keep putting something, to be honest, excuses not to do something that would bring me a lot of joy. Then one day I was talking to my friend, and in from my spiritist center said, "Oh, that's my dream, something I wish to do before I die." All drama, and she says, "Well, let's go." I go, what? There is no excuse, no problem. Quickly, she got on the phone. Here's the price. Here's the hotel. Here's the thing. It's not that bad. Let's go when you want. Next week, and there was no excuses for her. She wanted to do something. She says, let's do it. Well, it turned out that we planned everything. It was easy. We went, and other friends joined me. We had 4 ladies in Vegas to watch the concert. Is one of the best concerts in my life. So the introduction is to see how to share how many excuses I gave not to do something that is doable and it's possible if I plan. And I was thinking about that because I have the best time. Then later, they want to go see the casinos. And I've been there a few times, know the casino, something I didn't want to walk, my feet hurt. So I look, what can I do while they are having, fun doing other things? So I went to the Sphere and I watched The Wizard of Oz. And guess what? As soon as I saw the scarecrow, the only had a brain, if I only had the nerves, the lion, and I go, oh my God, is this a message for me? How much limitations I put every time I want to do something. And that's when I felt really inspired to give this talk. And whenever we prepare speakers, it's usually something that we need to learn. I was so into it that even create two parts. I work on reincarnation, deep into reincarnation, how the Wizard of Oz teaches us about reincarnation. Maybe it will be my next talk. But today the second part of it was limitations. And I will share with you, and we start sharing my PowerPoint. Slide. So just give me a second. All right. I hope you can see it. I'm working on it and I'm learning how to do this. So if only breaking the illusion of limitation. So I put here the Wizard of Oz, and here's a disclaimer. All right. This is my interpretation to inspire you to think about the topic. I'm not here to talk about the movie Wicked uh, and what is right. What do you think? Guess what? Watch again and do your own interpretations. And it's just an analogy so we can get into it. All right. So come with me, have fun, think about it, smile. And when I bring something up, it's not judgmental at all. It's just to get us think about yourself. And that's our invitation. When I was going through my limitations, I was thinking about me. What are the things in my life that I want to achieve? And then I give excuses. It can be work, family, and in Spiritism, we talk a lot about working on ourselves. What are things that I want to get better? What do I do to get to the yellow um, Emerald City? What is your Emerald City? What are the steps? What I have to do? I have to follow the yellow brick road. But sometimes we get excuses. But why? It's because I'm a bad person. I can't achieve what I want. No. We have all the power within you. Just like Dorothy, she had within herself from the beginning. So usually we give a lot of if I only statements. Right? We go, oh, if I only had money, I could do this. If I only had a supportive family or a person in my life who felt loved, had a better job, if I only hadn't been abused as a child. This is just a few examples. If you have a paper right now, what is one if I only statement that you say? What is something that you want to do? I want to go on vacation. Oh, but if I only didn't have kids. If I only, what is it? Think about this. And then I ask myself, why? Why was I gave so much excuses not to go see Bruno Mars? Why I have so many excuses of not exercising, eating well? And one of the first things that come up is fear. And then now I invite you again. Which of these characters are you? What is stage in your life you are right now? Maybe you're not achieving what you need, what you want, because you were afraid, and it's okay. We always talk about know thyself, and that's the process of changing. That's the process of getting better. Maybe people are afraid. I was afraid of going by myself to Vegas. I was afraid of so many things because we are in our comfort zone. Maybe right now you are more like the cowardly lion. We've been there many times. There are things that we have to do, and we are just afraid. And here's some examples, the things that block us from achieving certain goals, and also work on ourselves. Maybe we are afraid. We are not comfortable. We are afraid of getting hurt, failure, being alone, criticism, getting old, losing your job, rejection, judgment. So, are you in the fear stage right now? So let's see the other characters so we can identify where we are. Now you want something, but the team man keeps saying you don't have a heart. He didn't have a heart. And he did all along, like he was so loving and compassionate. But I decide to interpret the heart today in a different way. When we want something really, really bad, we want to desire. We have the will, the passion, and love. At times, we are just in the stage of words. Like me, I want to do something. I want to see this concert, but it was only words. I didn't have the will, the passion, right? The love. But when I say passion, don't think about anything crazy. Don't go crazy, okay? Reasoning. So maybe it's just something, excuse me, that is just in the words. You want to change your life, you want to change your behavior, you want to help more your family, and you just stay in the stage, oh, if I only. And then, and then it stays right there, very passive. So, where are you right now? Is it lacking some desire, some passion? Like, yes, I really want this so bad that I will work on it. Or, oh, again, I love this. Put your heart into it, what you wanted to accomplish. Do something with great effort, enthusiasm, passion, and commitment. Because when you really want to achieve something, and when you really want to work on yourself, putting your heart into it means having the passion, right? Something that you really care about, enthusiasm, with positive, energetic attitude, dedication, and have your wholehearted effort. We come home from work and we have all those things at times in our mind that we want to achieve, but we sit down, just watch TV on our phone. I do that too. It's like, as I said, no judging. And then the things that we came here in this reincarnation to get better, things that we promised before in the spiritual realm, we just let go. And when life, hold on, I need water. Too early. Excuse me, and thank you. All the things that we promised. And then we say, oh, in my next reincarnation, I will do it. In my next life. Guess what? We may not have the next life here. We never know. It might take a while. It's an excuse. When I hear somebody saying, oh, in my next life, I will be more an evolved spirit. In my next life, I will do better. Why? Do now. It's an excuse. So, what are you afraid? What are the things that you're putting your heart into it? Or the scarecrow. We could be on the stage of the scarecrow. We go, I don't have a brain in it, right? What does it mean? Knowledge, reasoning, learning, planning. We cannot just sit down and say, I keep giving the example from my concert, but get your own example, your life experience. Once I said, I want to go. And then one of my Emerald City was watching the concert. I had to follow the yellow brick road. Um, I didn't have an excuse to be more afraid because I had a group of people. My heart was there, my desire, my brain, we start to plan. We reasoning. What do we do? How much cost? Where we staying? How we can have a discount? And suddenly everything flows. So think about what you need and put your brain to work because God gives us reasoning. The problem that we have, it's very common, is that we want a wizard to solve our problems. Like, I want to go to the concert, but I was waiting. Oh God, I really want to go to the concert before I die. And I was sitting waiting, that something magical would happen. We sat very passive, waiting for the magic, waiting for a savior to solve our problems with the illusion of finding a magic solution. And Spiritism teaches us that we need to take our action. We are, how many times we are sitting waiting for the guru to show up and solve the problems for us? We wait that something from the outside happens so for us to take action. And it happens because we are made for progress. The human being is made for movement. Movement. So when we are not moving, we are sitting or stagnated. You know, the law of the universe, because it's going to do a little shake. And why? Well, we're waiting for too long for the wizard. So, what are you waiting for to solve the issues? Remember, in the Spirit's book, question 257 says, the pain that we endure in our present life is sometimes independent of our actions, but it's often the consequence of our own volition. If we trace the root of our suffering, we see that in most cases, it is due to causes that we could have avoided. So, no more wizard, more action. Get the red slippers and start walking. That's every reincarnation that goes into my topic that I was mentioning before. Okay? And the Wicked Witch of the West. Ooh! I remember when I watched this the first time I was little. My daughter too, and she's like, Mom, she was always scared of the flying monkeys. Look at this, the flying monkeys here to your right. At least my screen to my right. Doesn't look like our minds. We are trying to concentrate. We are trying to do things. We want things, but our mind goes crazy. The negative thoughts, the negative energy that we attract because we at times sit down and wait for the wizard, for the miracles to happen and take action. As I said, everything is in movement and your mind doesn't stop. What are the negative thoughts, negative people, energy, distraction, and etc. that is influencing your life right now and stopping you for achieving your goals. Get those flying monkeys out of your mind. And when they come, you pray, you meditate, say affirmations, whatever it is. But identify, I'm having flying monkeys, I'm a teacher, and and they are crying, they're upset or worried or fear. Kids have a lot of fear. And then at first I start name that feeling. Okay, how are you feeling? I even have pictures. This way, this way, this way. Said, oh, I'm angry. Okay, we identify the feeling. And then we can work on that. Identify the feeling. But it is good, but not enough. We need to act upon it. And if you have too many flying monkeys that's stopping you to work on yourself, go get professional help. We go to the Spirit Center, we talk about it, we pray, we study, have passes or whatever your center or your church or your spiritual sport, right? Gives to you, but you can ask for professional help. Many times I asked for professional help when I was going through difficult times and had tons of flying monkeys in my mind. So remember, with the Wizard of Oz, we had here the power. Remember, Dorothy had the power all along, my dears. You see, Glinda tells her, you had the power all along, my dear. You just had to learn it for yourself. You are at home right now. Listen, breathe that. You have the power. God will not allow our reincarnation with nothing. He trusts us, faith in us. We, most of the time, the majority of the time, said, yes, I can do it. Where are your red slippers? The whole journey, Dorothy had the red slippers. And all she had to do is keep walking and believe. So remember that you have the power all along to change, to get better. It's that power within. Now, the lion sees himself as a coward, yet he shows bravery when protect his family. His courage grows as he learns to act despite fear. Get that lion in you. You had the courage. You know what? Watch the movie again. The classic, right? It's so simple. It's like a children's movie, but with so many beautiful messages. What is stopping you for your bravery? Because the cowardly lion was actually a brave lion. The courage. If you were a parent, and even if you were not, you were somebody else, children, and have your mom, your dad, grandkid, whatever it is, you can be afraid of anything. But if somebody in your family that you love, right, needs your help or your harm's way, and you want to protect, you bring that courage from within because of love. In Deuteronomy 31:6, said, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Sometimes we forget. that we have God with us all the time. And God and our support, the spiritual support, friends are there cheering for us. And we create our own limitations. Now let's look at a tin man. The tin man believes he has no heart. Yes, he's the most compassionate and caring of all. His lesson is that love is not something we find, it's something we become. All the time. He wanna, can you give me a heart? Again, the wizard, right? Can you solve the problem for me? And how beautiful the three of them in the movie, helping each other, caring for each other, helping Dorothy. They had a goal. So put your heart into it. Because everybody has that sparkle of love. And then it just grows. You become more loving. We are part of the divine. And one of the attributes of God is like love, all love, and we are part of that, then we have love. And where is the love for yourself? How, when was the last time that you look in the mirror and said, I love you? I have, when I'm feeling down and doubting myself, you know, I quote Bruno Mars. I look at the mirror and I go, because you're amazing, just the way you are. And I keep singing this for me. I doubt that I'm amazing. So right now, let's sing with me. Say, because you were amazing, because you were amazing, just the way you are. Say that every morning in the mirror. You have the love, you have the heart, the will to change and get better and achieve what you want. And we are talking about love, so I decided to quote, without charity, there is no salvation. Because, love, charity is loving action. And love yourself is being charitable towards yourself too. And we forget. Meaning, if you are a parent, or even, we are always taking care of others and we neglect we neglect ourselves. Then we have the scarecrow. Do you remember what he wanted? Look at the picture. He's so cute. He's so cute. If you look at the beauty of each one of them, I'm writing now another one that I go deep into each character and comparing some of that with Joanna D'Angeli's topic, and we go deep into each character to see where we are. He wanted a brain. The scarecrow believes he lacks a brain, yet repeatedly shows intelligence, creativity, and common sense. His journey is about realizing that wisdom was already within him. So you already have the wisdom within you. And we just sit, wait for the wizard, or want somebody to do the work for us. So write down whenever you have a doubt or a question. I do this with my daughter. When she asks me questions or wanted the answer, I feel horrible. This is all happening. And I say to her, okay, get yourself and put in front of you. And she's like, okay. Now this girl in front of you is complaining, is crying, is worried. Now you have a heart-to-heart talk. Come to Jesus talk with this girl. What are you going to tell her? And says, I will tell her, you can do it. You are amazing. I said, don't tell her. No. And we do this exercise. And she realized that she had everything within her. The words, the brain, the heart. try to do this with you. And because I say here about the reasoning, I quote that the faith must be risen faith, because that's what we talk in Spiritism. It's that trust, have that faith in God that everything will work out, and that faith also that I can do it, but not just because it says so. Faith because I have the skills, I have a support group, I have some steps. I'm using more reasoning to get better, because if I just want to get better, but I do nothing, it's going to take a long time. And we will get better. That's not an option. That's the truth. But how many reincarnations it's going to take? So if we do this and we believe in the power within, we will achieve more things. And it's getting very close here to this PowerPoint, so we can talk a little bit about this. It was like 20 slides that go much deeper, and I shortened. So we have more time to reflect. This is, I hear a lot at schools, spirit centers, or even when I'm talking to my husband, we go, oh, we need to do more charity. We do more charity. We need to help people. And we hear, oh, we can't yet. We don't have time. If I only had money, I would help more people. If I only had more time, I would help the poor and the needy. If I only have people to help me, I would do more charity. If I only. These are excuses to serve. Imagine if somebody comes to Jesus and says, Jesus, heal me. Oh, if I only had more time, I would do this. Oh, imagine Mother Teresa, how limited that woman was in terms of material things, and she worked to find help and support. Because when we believe, write this down, when we believe that we can do it, we will develop the how to do it. When we believe that we can do it, we will develop the how to do it. So where are you right now? Where are the limitations? Which character are you going through right now? The little things. Most common is like, oh, if I only had more time, I'd go to the gym. Well, yeah, we say this, at the beginning of the school year, even me, right? So let's do this. Let's overcome our limitations. Look, the biggest obstacle you ever have to overcome is your mind. If you can overcome that, you can overcome anything. Our lacks that we say, I don't have, like in our characters, the 3 characters that I mostly chose to share with you today, and they believe that they didn't have the brain, the wisdom, the heart, love, the courage, our illusions, making our divine potential. And as we study more and more this Spiritist philosophy, when we get into that stage of negativity, if I only, and the limitations, we attract more those flying monkeys. And the witch, the wicked witch, the one that's like trying to stop you. And suddenly you start to believe, no, I can't do it. I don't have the source. Oh, I'm too weak. Be careful. If you are in that stage right now, stop and think, what can I do? Do you need more Glenda? A spiritual guide that's always there to help you. I say in my other ones, in my other presentations about the dog, Toto, I love, we don't pay much attention to the dog in the story, right? It's just like, oh, he's so cute. But he is with her the whole journey. Just there is one time that they kind of get the dog and she saves it. But your Toto is your guardian angel, your spiritual guide that's always there with you because you're not alone. Each limitation is an invitation to awaken a latent virgin. So if you're feeling limited and you feel no power, why? So it's time to wake up your bravery. Spiritism teaches us that through reincarnation, choices, and effort, we become co-creators with God. So this is it. Pull up your sleeves, identify where you are right now, which stage, which character speaks to you at this moment. Write if you're having right now any if I only statements. And remember, you always had the power within. And that's it for today. Thank you. All right. So I hope I stopped. Did I stop sharing? I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now I hear you.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you so much, Bernadette. That was amazing. And if I remember correctly, I was told that the author of this book, it took 30 years to get it published. And he kept being denied and denied. So it's almost like the book in itself, the legacy, is geared toward these descriptions, of, he had to keep applying this effort and believing, not letting the limitations hold him back. So it's amazing. And his wife supported him through the whole thing. So that's the story I know. So I think it's incredible. It's an incredible story and presentation. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So here, before we have our Q&A session, there's some announcements. So we'll get through those and then we'll get right back.
Okay.
So this 19th U.S. Spiritism Symposium, the USSF's annual and national event took place on September 20th, 2025 in Ann Arbor, Michigan. This year's theme was the evolution of consciousness. All talks, panels, and QA sessions are now available on the USSF YouTube channel. So take a look. And then we have the podcast-like series, Psychology and Spirituality, A Bridge to a Better Life. Based on the works by Joanna DeAngelis, a new episode is every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's available on YouTube and Spotify. New book release, The Spiritist Review, 1865 by Allan Kardec, available at spiritistbook.us. Or you can scan the code. Spiritist app, Be My Hope. This app offers uplifting content and a collection of videos, daily messages, and audio materials. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play. It is free. Now available, 7 free professionally recorded Spiritist audiobooks, sponsored and produced by the Spiritist Society of the Carolinas. At your own pace, listen to Allan Kardec's foundational works on YouTube at Spiritist Society Carolinas ! And on the screen, please note there's a QR code. If you want to help the USSF produce more publications and promote Spiritism to everyone, scan the QR code on screen for your donation. All right, so let us now turn our attentions to the comments and questions. There's still time, so please feel free. If you want to make a comment, you don't have a question, please feel free to submit, and we can have Bernadette share a little bit more with us. So this is from the United States Spiritist Federation. From a Spiritist perspective, could we also see the illusion of limitation as a form of idleness?
Yes.
All its consequences.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Being idle, like stuck, stagnated, we have to be really careful. As I said, the movement, we are made for progress. And to grow and to learn is painful. Sometimes we don't want it. It hurts, right? And then we use that as an excuse for not to grow, for not to work on ourselves, which will happen according to our studies, the law of progress, that will happen. So why wait that long? That suffering, that obstacles that we sometimes create to ourselves, it's our own action. We said that in the question of the Spirit's book, we are responsible for the consequences. And we create this illusion of limitation. I can't do it. How many excuses I had not to see my Bruno Mars. I know I'm talking about this a lot. But how many other limitations that we create?
Right.
And think about it. Think about it.
Sure.
It's so much easier just to stay, sit down, doing nothing. I teach my students. I am shocked with the new kids today, depending on where your child goes to school or the teacher, or all they want to do is sit and be in the computer and do that kind of work, and they have zero social skills. They don't know how to play with each other. They always argue. They're always fighting.
Wow.
And they didn't develop the skills or have that limitation, in being kind, in being social. They don't know yet. Our job is to train there, but they need that.
Sure.
And sometimes we are just like those little kids. And
Sure.
if you're a person that just stays at home, and believe me, I was sick for a long time last year. I had pneumonia and other health issues. I even thought that my time had arrived. But I had to stay home for a long time and months. And you know what happened? I loved staying at home. First, it was really good. And then I just didn't want to get out of the house anymore. I was just enjoying being in my PJ. I didn't want to go back to work. I just want to stay there. And I use my illness as a limitation, as an excuse to continue doing things that bring me joy in my life.
Right.
Be
Yeah.
careful.
And this is when the flying monkeys and the wicked
Yeah.
witch appear.
You have monkeys in your head once in a while. What do you do?
Sure. Okay. And do we have another question? I think we may. Yes. Okay. So from the Spiritist Network, how can tough times or challenges help us see the limits we put on ourselves? Can the hardest moments in life actually help us grow spiritually and wake up to who we really are?
Yes. And I feel how sad that we have to let it get to that point. Challenges come, they're stepping stones for us to get better. But we stuck in that idleness, in that excuse, and that limitation, and we don't do much. Right?
Yeah, it's as if we forget we're children of God, and
We
we think we only see ourselves in the physical body. and
Yeah,
in the
Teresa.
physical circumstances, and we forget.
We forget. And I, when I started studying and becoming, studying the Spiritist philosophy, and for a long time, a lot of challenging things were happening in my life. I was about 22, 23 years old, and I always had that victim
Mm,
personality.
sure.
I'm like this because look at what my parents did. I don't have money, or this. And then I start studying Spiritism,
Mhm.
and I go, oh, okay, I have challenges, but what can I do to get out of this? And Spiritism helped me to take action.
Sure. And I think it's just it's using these three characters to have courage, to come from my heart, to do the best job that I can. And, and to use my reasoning, yeah, to discern, what can I change? What do I need to accept? Um,
When we're having a pity party, which we do, it's like, oh, life things. It's okay. It's okay. You are human being too. We are human beings. And as I walk in the classroom with my co-teacher, and I'm like, I'm gonna define my feeling, name that feeling. I'm feeling really angry. I'm feeling like a victim. I'm not doing good. So I need a little bit of time to recenter. I tell her. And she says, okay, thanks for letting me know. So give me 30 minutes. Can you hold the classroom for 30 minutes? And she says, yes, it's nothing against you. And, you name the feeling. And that helps a lot. And we don't, instead of just being a victim, I can't teach today. No, oh, gosh, life is so precious.
sure.
Every day, wake up. You woke up, you breathe. I have one more day. What am I going to do? Am I enjoying? Am I working on it? And if you are in one of those characters, identify the character that you are at the moment, right? And what am I going to do to change? So at home or wherever you are, now just go watch the movie again, get those characters. And I did a huge interpretation just on Dorothy. I get every
Mm,
single one, but it's so much fun.
yes. Well, and there's also that's interesting you bring that up because there is a movie about Judy Garland. And so
Hmm.
she was the main, she was Dorothy. And if you watch that movie, you see the challenges she was going through in her, regular life. So very interesting that she was casted as that part to pull in her courage, to pull in her love, to pull in her wisdom, and to rise out of that situation that she was in. And we know that the outcome uh, was not what we would have hoped for. Yeah. So this happens. And, I was interested if you could speak a little bit more. You talked a lot about faith and how faith is such a key ingredient here, this deep sense of knowing. Because it seems to me if we don't have that love, if we don't have the reason, we are at risk of having the courage that is connected to vanity, to pride, that I know, the lion that, I'm going to be in charge. I know the answers. And I think this is a risk for us to understand that courage is not the bravery of a warrior, but rather the willingness to face difficulties. Because after all, like you said previously, these obstacles are really to bring out the virtue.
It is absolutely, gosh, faith is like a muscle.
Mm.
You need to exercise. We have faith, then we get in an airplane, at least not lately, that it's a lot of things happening. Gosh, I think I'm just going to drive. My daughter lives in Arizona. And I know if I go by plane, I'll be there like in an hour or less. But it's, I need to go for a long ride. I can meditate and drive for 6 hours. Um, but faith, knowing that you will be okay. I when I have friends that come to me and talk to me about certain things, and they told me once, I was freaking out, but then with your calm voice,
Mhm.
you said, you will be okay. And it's just like, well, they need it. It's like, God is with you. Have faith. Things will work out. It always does. Look in your past. All the crazy thing that happened in your life growing up, or it's happening now. And you're like, oh, I was so weak. I don't have, I'm not brave. I don't have the nerve. And then you look back and go, I had the bravery all along because I solved the problem, had faith in me too now.
Mhm.
And because what I see, what I did, I have more faith in me. I have more confidence in me that I can handle this situation. And I couldn't go through everything I've been through in my life if I didn't have a faith in the Creator. That reasoning, but not that blind faith. It
Mhm.
completely changed when I started seeing the reasoning. And my I have a lot of friends that say, "Oh, just Jesus. Jesus will save you. Jesus," and I believe in Jesus. I say, "Why?" Oh, because that's what the church says. What? Does it make sense? You believe in Jesus? And I question. I said, I'm not going to believe in Jesus and in his teachings just because somebody's telling me. It's because it makes sense.
Right.
I look at his behavior. I look at his life. The sort what he's done. I go, that's a cool dude. I want to be more like him. Look how much it makes me feel good when I help others. So I do a complete reasoning why following Jesus' teachings makes sense,
Yes.
but not because somebody just told me,
Right.
right?
And thank God, thank Jesus, that He said to us, "You will do more than I."
Yeah,
Because if we didn't hear those words, I mean, even though we heard them, sometimes it's a challenge, but if we didn't hear those words, we really would be victims to this limit. We just, only we would not recognize our divinity. So thank you, Jesus,
thank
for
you.
the words and the reminder that we do have the resources at hand. And we're always told by all the spirits, Emmanuel, Andre Louise, that the assistance is there for us when
Oh,
when we're doing the good. So if we want to lay on the couch and eat bonbons and watch TV, we probably are not going to get a lot of assistance. But let us put some effort. And
yes,
like a good friend says to me, even picking up trash is charity. So
absolutely.
the smile on our face, the effort.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Well,
It's
thank you for the opportunity.
yes.
And you guys at home, start thinking, okay? What's going on and how can I change it? How those characters can inspire me and learn from them.
So thank you, Bernadette, and a heartfelt thanks to everyone who joined us for today's live talk and those who regularly follow our weekly Spiritism Talk series. Your continued engagement is truly appreciated. We do invite you to join us next Saturday, October 18th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time for our upcoming live session when Andrea Marshall Netto will speak about Allan Kardec, the missionary of hope. So, Bernadette, before we close, could you end with any final remarks and then close us with a closing prayer?
Well, I just want to say you are amazing just the way you are. Go listen to the song. I would absolutely love to do a closing prayer. So let's just take a deep breath. And we want to say thank you, the Creator, for the amazing opportunity of being here, reincarnated in this world, to grow, to get better, to help others, and work on our limitations. because our limitation is just our mind, knowing that He acknowledged Him, He knows we have our potential. So we could not find the courage in you, the bravery, the love for the reasons. And the more knowledge all of you, their impact is going to be feel the peace and the love surround you, surround your family, and then you have the most blessing day, evening, week, knowing that you are amazing and you are loved. So be it.
So nice. Thank you so much.